Hey guys, welcome back to another RESK Maths tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to calculate the percentage change between two numbers. So you usually get these in questions such as in an exam, and you'd get a question asking calculate the percentage increase, the decrease, or it could just ask for the percentage change. So it's important to note that if the question asks for an increase or decrease, so yeah, if a question is asking for a percentage increase or decrease, it's likely the data is going to go from that is going to go accordingly. So if it was asking for an increase, then it's likely x is going to a bigger x, and if it's asking for a decrease, then it's likely x is going to a lower x. So you're going from a bigger number to a smaller number. So if that makes sense. So if you ask for a percentage increase, the two numbers are going to be in ascending order, and if it's in decrease, they're going to be descending order. So in these cases, you usually don't need to think about plus or minus like that. Like it's always going to be plus, because a positive decrease just means it's decreased, and a negative decrease would mean it's actually increased. So usually when I ask for an increase or decrease, you can always just put it in positive, unless it's a trick question. So be careful, but usually it's always just a positive percentage change. So it gets a bit confusing if I ask for a simple just change, not actually an increase or decrease, because then you don't know whether it's plus or minus. So if it's a decrease, you need to make sure you take the minus, and if it's an increase, then you need to make sure it's a plus. So now that we've cleared that up, I can actually show you how to calculate percentage change. So let's say you had a question, calculate the percentage, let's start with increase. So percentage increase of, let's just say 20 to 24, like so. Yeah, so here we have our two numbers, we have 20 and 24. So it's asking for an increase. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract the bigger number from the smaller number, or just find a difference. So what we can do is we do 24 minus 20, and that's going to give us 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this difference and put it over the original number. So the first number, the number which increases. So there, if we do this, we're going to get 4 over 20, and this is equal to 1/5, which is actually 20%. So it's a 20% increase, like so. So there's the answer. Now, one mistake people sometimes make is they'll say it's 100%. 120% increase. But this is actually wrong, because if it was an 120% increase, then it actually be increasing by this number would actually have to be 44, not 24. So make sure your increase is always less than 100%, unless the number is actually more than doubled, in which case it will be over 100%. So now I'll show you guys how to calculate a percentage decrease. Let's say we had calculate the percentage decrease of 40 to 30. We'll just have that. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to take, since it's a decrease, we're going to find the difference between both numbers. So take the biggest number and subtract the smaller number. So we'll do 40 minus 30, and that's going to give us 10. And then what we're going to do, like the increase example, we just take 10 and put it over the original number. So we're going to get 10 over 40, like so, and that actually comes out to 25%. So this is a 25% decrease. Notice how there's no negative sign, because this is a percentage decrease, so the decrease accounts for that going downwards, like so. So no negative sign here. The only place you'd get a negative sign is if it was asking for a decrease of 30 to 40, which doesn't really make sense, and it'd actually be a decrease of negative 33%. So you can see how swapping them doesn't only add to the negative sign, because the difference is still 10, but you put it over 30 instead, so you're going to get 33%. So yeah, that's how you'd get a negative decrease. Now I'll do one final example. Calculate the percentage change, see how I've got change, of 56 to 48, like so. So now we've got change, we need to remember what we had at the start. This can either be plus or minus, so we need to do this a bit more strategically. But still, it's not too bad. All we're going to do is take the first number and subtract it from the second number. So this time we're not doing the biggest minus the smallest, we're just doing first minus second. And as above, if it's not always biggest minus smallest. Like if these two are inverted, it's more just the first number over first number minus second number, and usually that will just come out to positive, if that makes sense. So let's do the first number minus the second number. We're going to get 56 minus 48, which is 8. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this result over the original number, like so. So let's just do that. We're going to get 8 over 56, which is actually 1/7. I'm not too sure what that is as a decimal, so I'm just going to work that out now. Okay, yeah, so this is a negative 14.3 approximately percentage change. And there's our answer. See how we actually have a negative now, because this is decreased, which is why we've got a negative percentage, like so. So I hope this video was useful. There is one more way of calculating percentage change. What we can do is, instead of calculating the change between them, we can actually just put it over. So in this example, we can do this all in one calculation by just simply doing 56 over 48 minus 1. However, this is much more unreliable. For example, you can see here, this should be 48 over 56 and minus 1. So in this case, you do this second number minus the first number and then just minus 1. And that should make sense why it works, because if we expand this is actually just 48 over 56 minus 56 over 56. So that does still come out to negative 8 over 56. And you can see that's how we get the negative 1/7, like so. So there we go. As you can see, that was clearly how it worked. And yeah, I hope that made sense. So you can either use this method if you want to do in one calculation, or you can use these methods where you basically just take the first number and subtract the second number. Same here. First, take away second, and same here. First, but in the increase, we actually do it the other way around, because you'll just need to find the increase. So you can do it like this, but you need to remember that if it's an increase, like if the second number is actually bigger, then you need to make sure that there's a positive sign. So hopefully that made sense. It's important to get your signs right, but it is quite self-explanatory. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a future tutorial. Bye.